Redress right.
Redress right.
Presentation.
Redress
Redress right. Presentation.
Redressright.org. Redressright.org.
Redress right.
Redress right. Rolling
Presentation.
redressright.org.
Redress right.
Redressright.org. Redressright.org.
Presentation.
Redressright.org.
Redress right.
Redressright.org. Redressright.org.
Presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a new setup here for my wonderful computer. New desktop, new images, new setup altogether, and I like this for our wonderful Windows 8. Now, we're going to pull up a document that some of you are familiar with. We talked about it last night, but there is something that we want to show you. Well, in the last video. Not last night. No, not last night. Yeah, of course No, not last night. We didn't talk about it with you, but we talked about it in our dreams. Okay, we want you all to pay attention to this filing of a UCC with whom the United States Treasury, against whom? Against the Federal Reserve System and the plebis unum, the United States of America. All capital letters. Just wanted to make sure you're paying attention. Who filed this? Well, it was the United States Department of the Treasury, 1789. They are a secured party. If you send something to that address, what they're going to tell you is they don't exist. That's the wrong address. But it's a lie. I tell you, it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Okay, let me explain why it's a lie so that all of you can get it. Oh, he must be out of his mind, Mama. This is what's going on. They're claiming that this is not the address for the United States Department of the Treasury. They will send you the letter back to you. So you're going to address it to, what's her name? Loretta. Loretta who? E. Knight. Loretta Knight. You're going to send it to Loretta Knight. Why? Because she is the officer for the United States Department of the Treasury, 1789. What's her capacity? She's the clerk of the court for Maryland. What county is that? Montgomery County, I believe it is. But that's who she is. We talked about her in the other video. They also put, notice how they put in brackets, not parentheses. We told you that in the last video. This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. And what is the price they put on it? $14.3 trillion. In brackets. See the second one? And look at the third one. 300 billion. That's right, billion. You didn't hear it from me. You heard it from Howard Cosell. All right, what's going on now? What else did they do? Well, they labeled this as another secured party, the North American Water and Power Alliance. Water and Power Alliance? Of course. But there is something we want to bring to your attention. And then we're going to give you some startling information. It says the United States of America, all upper lowercase, or as they say, lowercase caps. Okay? Lowercase caps. Then you have the U.S. Treasury Department Internal Revenue. That's right. Want y'all to pay attention. That is a hyphen. Some of y'all gonna miss it. Revenue Service. What are they doing? Why are they revenuing? Well, a venue is a place. So if they're taking you and putting you in another place, that is so they have jurisdiction. Well, who do they have jurisdiction on? Well, it says name and address of record owner as above described real estate. Now, wait a minute. The financing statement covers timber to be cut, no, or as exacted collateral to be filled in as fixture filing. No! Number 14, description of real estate as all real men with hands and legs and all real land in the United States of America. With trust in God, this real estate is with the public. Interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The IRS Internal Revenue Service, all men, real men, with hands and legs. Interesting, ain't it? You know what we got to do? We got to do this. We're going to convert to Word. Why are you going to convert to Word? Because we didn't open it up in Adobe. If we'd opened it up in Adobe, we'd be able to highlight on the words and cut and paste. So we're not going to do that right now. Today, to record, we're using Camtasia Studio, okay? We're going to get rid of that clock for you all so that you don't get to pay attention. All right, what else did you want to share with them? Oh, there's plenty to share. Notice this document right here. That's as big as we can make it. Nope, that's as big as we can make it. So that all of you can see. If the United States government says that they own all real men, and there's a reason why they don't say woman, because woman includes man. Look at that. You look at the word woman, W-O-M-E-N, women. It includes man. That's why they didn't do that. So we created this document way back in January. We created a document called Certified Emancipation Proclamation. We're proclaiming our, what is that thing where you separate yourself from all? Now what we need to do is we need to call this expatriation. Let's do that, shall we? Declaration of expatriation. Don't you just love it? But there's something I got to do, y'all. Uh-oh. It ain't letting me highlight. Something wrong. Okay, we'll do it this way. All caps that. That's what I need. Do you see? I took that out. I should have left it in. Declaration of expatriation. Contrary to popular belief and or demand, I, Brett, son of Isaac Jones, a real man, a member of humanity. Yes, we've seen the real man thing before. Member of humanity, of sound mind and completely competent to handle and administer my own affairs, declare that I am of mature age and am a living, breathing soul. I am not a fiction. Uh-oh, this is the document we were talking about. Let's see, it converted it to Word. Let's see how good of a job it did. Nope, this is still a picture. Wait a minute. No, it's not a complete picture. Good, so we got most of the words. Let's go down here, looking at this part right here. It ain't letting me highlight. Something wrong, y'all. It's an ordinary thing. It's not letting me highlight right now. So there's something going on with my system. We want to thank all 397,110 of you for your patronage. Okay, thank you for visiting. All right, let's get back to the document we were talking about, the expatriation. Okay, patriation. All right, I was never a patriot. I am not a fiction, not a corporation, not an entity, or an instrumentality of a state as defined by the Sovereign Immunity Act of the United States Code 31 at Section 1603. I am a real man, a biological sentient being with the capacity to invent, create, bring works to manifestation, to make promises, and to carry out wishes as I choose to the best of my ability. For the public record, I have accepted under condition the Constitution of the United States for North America 1789. I am, therefore, by way of inheritance, not a black man, not a white man, not a woman, and if you're a woman, you say not a man, but a woman, but a real woman. You got me? I am subject to no law other than those that are the foundation of law, the laws of humanity. As one of the people of the United States of North America, by heritage and progeny, I declare all laws that are listed as statutes, acts, codes, or any other laws created by any man or group of men to be without force and or power, without my willful knowing, and deliberate consent. Consent must be explicit by the autograph of this grantor, acknowledging the giving of such consent. Shall we continue? Yes, you shall. I think this is my girls, In Vogue. See it in a minute. No. Hey, it is Stevie Wonder. I think In Vogue did this song. Interesting. Interesting. Let's continue. Where did you stop off? I don't remember. Well, you need to start paying attention. As a rite of passage, having passed the age of 18, I hereby declare 18 years. You got to put years. Can't just say the age of 18. Got to put years. I hereby declare my emancipation from the United States Corporation, the United States Department of the Treasury, 1789, and any other entity that exists today or may have existed in the past. I hereby resolutely announce the dissolution of any and all trusts associated with my name. There is no birth certificate on record associated with my person. This is for me because I don't have a birth certificate with my person, my name, or anything else on it attributed to me. Person in this sense is not in reference to legalese term, but to a living soul. And or my name. My name is self-given as well as self-granted or generated. There shall be a 200 billion US dollar fee assessment for all trespass against myself, my person, my estate, my trust, my property, and or my life. I bequeath all of my property and all of my belongings to myself, as I am the only one who can secure and safely assure that my wishes and that my property is properly taken care of. That's my phone ringing. Can't answer it right now. In the event that it appears that I am out of commission, have ceased to exist, the term exist here is in reference to breathing, living, and consciousness, then my property and my belongings are to remain secure for a total of 200 years after such proof has been furnished of my absence, as I am not now, nor have I ever been lost at sea. I have never abandoned my property and or my belongings, and I shall never be lost at sea or leave any of my property abandoned. What's the next paragraph say? Can you just move on? I'm trying to move on, but my mouse is not working like it's supposed to. I hereby revoke any and all power of attorneys that may be on file now or has been on file previously in reference myself, my trust, my estate, my body, my person, as the services of those who've been assuming authority and or charge of my property are no longer needed and or necessary henceforth, heretofore, and forthwith. Any signature purporting to give anyone the right to govern, control, administer, and or exercise authority over myself, my property, my body, my life, and or my belongings are hereby rescinded henceforth. For to hear forthwith. My autograph shall stand as a good faith notification of my free will, act, and deed. as one of the people of the United States of North America and a conditional acceptor of the United States of America's 1789 Constitution, my signature, / autograph, / seal, carries the weight of the full faith and credit of the United States of America, and shall be accepted as a basis of legal tender for all debts. No, that's just a statement. It doesn't have power. We'll see. What's the next part? I declare that I have the ability and the right to engage not only in commerce, but private negotiations and contracts, and do not need the permission of anyone to act on a right. Equal protection and due process are maxims of law and are recognized under the laws of humanity. I also submit that I shall never have cause to engage in trafficking, shall never engage in driving a vehicle, and that no ticket and or citation will have any force or effect as such, and everyone shall always be accepted under reservation of my secured rights as recognized by the laws of humanity. I further submit that all public officials are fiduciaries and are hereby reappointed as fiduciaries to carry out their duties to the best of their abilities under the doctrine of duty of care, and shall administer their duties in reference to my affairs and to my benefit, as I am the grantor and sole beneficiary of my account and my dealings. This shall stand as my free will, act, and deed henceforth forever. Okay? And then there's the notary seal. I didn't show that to you because you don't need to see the notary and where she lives and all that, because I know that notary. Okay? Now, technically, you don't need a notary. Okay? All you need is your signature. And that's this documentation right here. Got it? Good. Okay? Now, this is a number that we just put up there for y'all. Ain't my number. This is for the web. Okay? We got our own number. We got our own thing. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we figured since the United States is claiming that they're your daddy, that they own you, that you they slave, you're going to have to free yourself. And how do you free yourself? Well, you free yourself by an emancipation. That's what it means to set free. You don't believe me? Go look up the definition and see if it don't convey the thoughts of being freed. So we're going to do an emancipation proclamation, a declaration, acknowledgement, living will, deed issued by the grantor. And we're going to list ourselves as the grantor. Okay? Okay. There you go. Oh, and we list it as a special deposit. Has a lot of weight when you special deposit something. Okay, this document will be called the Certified Emancipation Proclamation, because I get so lonely. I get so lonely, I should die. Okay, this was just an idea. Some of you, we're going to ask you to get creative with it. Will it have any weight and force? Of course it will, because there's not a single court on this planet who can tell you who you are. They're acting as judges. They're acting. It's all an act. And that's what you all are going to have to pay attention to. They're only acting. But you're going to have to know what your rights are. You're definitely going to have to know what your rights are. And once you understand your rights, then you can have better control of things. Well, this is Redress Right at redressright.org and youtube.com/redressright and redressucc@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time, spending the time, and we hope that you gain an understanding of what's being done with this document. Sorry, this video should have been done, look at that, 10 months ago, but too many things have been going on. Oh, one last thing. Sorry, California update. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who are sending payments by way of Western Union, please send it by way of the home state of New Mexico, telling them that the pickup location is New Mexico. And all you need to do is send a 10-digit confirmation number to the email address at redressucc@gmail.com. Please understand that people have been complaining, well, he's just going to talk about the same stuff he talked about before. If you people will go back and listen to the Ohio seminar and the seminar that was done in Denver, you'll see that in both there were too many other things talked about that not the same things were talked about. All of the information we're going to be giving is new, including the fact that we just came to a realization today of something. We are confident in this, and so we're going to announce that to you. And because this is so important, I'm going to turn off the volume in the background as far as the music. Turn it off from this point on. We just figured out how every mortgage in the United States is illegal. We can prove it. We have the documentation to prove it now. We can prove it. We can prove that the banks, we can prove that these fools are being fraudulent. We can prove that they've never applied for the insurance in your behalf and never applied it to your account. We can prove that no loan ever existed. We can prove this now. You won't hear anybody else talking about this. Well, what is it? Are you going to tell us? No, because this is the type of information, if we tell you, some of you are going to go out there and you're going to misuse it. And then you're going to start charging people, and we're not going to let that happen. We are, as of November 1st, 2012, will be taking names and contributions for the lawsuit against two major banks. More than likely, it will be Wells Fargo, Chase Manhattan, and Bank of America. We said two major banks, so we may go after all three, but those are the three that are on our radar. Those are the three that we believe that are causing the most damage. What about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Well, we want to go after them, but they're not our focus right now. Okay? We take care of these three, and all the rest will fall in line. So, we're letting you know, November 1st, we'll be charging nothing. But we will be taking contributions for everyone who wants to be a part of this lawsuit. We're only going to take the first 300. Okay? This will be a mass action, not a class action. If you all need to know what a mass action lawsuit is, let us briefly explain. A class action lawsuit, if we were to bring a class action, they would demand that we hire one of their crony attorneys. We're not in the mood for that right now. A mass action, well, class action means you have to split up the spoils amongst you and the other class members. But a mass action, ooh, doggy, you get to determine whether you're going to settle for whatever amount they want to settle for. So there is a benefit to the two. Plus, we're going to be bringing this in a venue where the courts understand fully where we're coming from. We can promise you this, that if anyone has ever brought forth the information we're getting ready to bring, it's not on any available record that you can find. I guarantee it, because if it was, everybody would be using it. And I just figured it out this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It was so obvious, and when I told it to the rest of the group, they all thought that it was genius. I even told them when I called them and told them what I had figured out and that I could prove it, and I showed them the proof, they thought it was genius as well. I am a genius! That's what I keep telling myself. One day I'm going to believe it. But I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, this information we will not be bringing out at the seminar. Sorry, we can't do that. Because of the lawsuit and how we're going to be doing the lawsuit, we don't want to show our hands so quickly. Okay? Because then too many people would jump on the bandwagon, and then they'll start to take the horses away from the bandwagon and then ride on off into the sunset without the bandwagon. We're the band. We're the wagon. And so we're going to lead this charge. We've waited and waited and waited for other people to step up and say, we're going to help people. We're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of that. And you're not doing it. Not talking to those of you who are listening to this who need help. Talking to those who listen to this and who only listen to these videos so that they could take something away from these videos, apply it to their process, and then take advantage of you. I am so sick and tired of that. I get people talking about me, well, his process doesn't work. I don't have a process. Never claimed to have a process. I just tell you this is what I do. And I'm very effective at what I do because I get the job done. Is that what Kumo D said? That's what Kumo D said. But he didn't say, I get the job done. I think that was Big Daddy Kane. I think Kumo D said, I go to work. Sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will bring you more up to date on the lawsuit as November 1st approaches and after. But those of you who are interested in joining the lawsuit, the individuals whose mortgages I'm working on, I will contact each of you. If you're interested in joining the lawsuit, you're already paid up for that. Okay? You're automatically part of the lawsuit, and we're going to make you automatically part of the Legal Redress Commission. Now, what do we mean by make you part of the Legal Redress Commission? In order for anyone to be part of the lawsuit and anybody to be shielded by the foundation that we're creating and the trust that has been set up, you'll have to become members of the organization. Membership prices and all that stuff haven't been set up yet. However, when you become a member, we can give you the advice, the information you need in order to perfect what you need to perfect. Okay, we try not to deal with non-disclosure agreements, but the information that was discovered this afternoon, there is a non-disclosure agreement with that information. So I can't disclose it to you as much as I like to. As much as I like to run off at the mouth and just say it all to you, I can't. Okay, I can't do it. I'm the one who initiated the non-disclosure. This is more powerful than the fact that the banks have not applied for the insurance, which is an argument all of you should be using, every one of you. We have several cases in the 14 mortgages, supposed to only have been 10, but working on 14 mortgages. In the 14 mortgages we've sent out, 3 of them have so far been forestalled. And we just sent the paperwork out a little over a week and a half ago. Why? Because of the argument about the insurance, the mortgage default insurance. That's all we're doing, is bringing up that as an issue, bringing up that as an argument. Just reminded myself I have to send the team a copy of the paperwork because they're interested to see what paperwork we sent. Will I be sharing that with you all? No. That paperwork will only be shared with the individuals at the seminar in California. Why? Because we don't want you all to take something we've written and then 100,000 people use the exact same format. That's where this stuff is being hung up at, because if you're using somebody else's format, it means that it's not your words, so it can't be a declaration. Just as this document here. I read through the whole document, so you're going to have to go back and pause. And this, I'm using Camtasia Studios. What are we doing? Why are we announcing Camtasia Studios? Because you need to know the software. Why? Because we have several different softwares, but this one you should be able to see clearly. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for your spending the time and taking the time. And we say have a very good evening. Good night.
I told y'all this was gonna happen.
Horizon.
I tried to
Coming
tell
to you
you.
live
For
from
years I
outside
told you
the
it was
headquarters
coming,
of the
but you all didn't listen
NWO.
to me. And now
World
look at
leaders
you.
are
For
now
half of you are
figuring out
dead,
how, or
and then the rest of you
therefore
that are alive
tally
wish you
up
were
the
dead,
spoils and
being
divvy them
forced,
out to each
forced
other.
to do labor. Ha! And they
What's
got rid of
happening
all the people
at
who were
this very
handicapped
moment
or who had
is the world
diseases.
leaders are
Those were the
coming
first to
together,
go.
realizing that
They went
only
along with the people who
1.6
were
billion
standing
people
up to
still
the system,
remain.
the people
They
who were
will have a
announcing to the
workforce
system
of
what was going on.
1.5
This
billion
is a shame.
to take
You
care
people
of
should have paid attention. Maybe then you would have realized what was going on and you could have put a stop to it. But no, you didn't want to stop it. You allowed it to continue. You said, do it to me one more time. Do that to me one more again. And look at what happened. They did it
21
to you.
centuries
Yes, that's right. They didn't
have
just
now
do it
been
to you one
eradicated.
time.
It
They
has
didn't
now
just do
been
it to you
discovered
2
and
times.
revealed
They
that
didn't
most
just
of
do it to
the
you
strange
3 times.
diseases were
They did
caused
it
by
to
the
you
governments to map out their
6.1
agenda.
billion.
The agenda
That's
they
right.
labeled as
6.1
Agenda
billion
21.
people all
As the
gone
21st
bye-bye.
century
Why?
came to an end,
Because they didn't listen.
nobody was the wiser.
6.1
Nobody
billion.
mentioned this.
Isn't that a
Nobody
shame?
announced this. And so
Well,
now we
look at
hail
what they're
a new
doing
dawn, a new
Making
era
certain
of
areas
supremacy
zones for this and
and
zones for that.
population.
We gotta go ahead and rebuild the whole
control.
place. It's like there was a
This is
nuclear
Robert
disaster or
Horizon
something.
coming to you live
Lord
from
have mercy.
WMCVJ.